About that.
Perfect. Hey, thanks, Louis, and welcome, Ivan and Lisa, and the many others who will join in shortly. So let's begin right away with wishing each of you a very Merry Christmas. You know, it's been an awesome Christmas, I think, for all of us, and also a very Happy New Year. 2020, then the figure sounds very good. You know, I'm not very good at numerology, but it's a good dual combination of 2020. So hopefully this year should be, our year, and we're going to try and see ways and means in which we can really get there. So in the last many weeks, we have covered a lot of topics. We have covered passions, we have covered beliefs, we have covered visions, the big why, the 12-year basics, Ikigai, which was a Japanese model based on trying to find something which is a combination of passion and also which drives your economic engine. Then we did a session on mutual trust and respect, and followed by goals and tactics. So, are we ready to move on? All set? So, today we're going to move ahead. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
So we're going to go ahead in this particular next 10 to 12 minutes, and it's something which is very close to my heart. It's on creating visions, and this is the right time to do it because we are in Jan first week of the particular year, and this is a time when a lot of us do visioning and vision boarding. We try to evaluate what's happened in the last 1 year, and we try to set goals for the next 1 year, from children to teenagers to adults to business people, each and everybody, maybe not on paper or maybe on paper, they try to put some sort of a vision. I'm sure each of you would have done some sort of visioning exercise, and I too have done it. So I just thought I'll share one particular trait in it. So, so you must remember at this point, I also run Healify, which is a healing platform. So my visioning exercise is a little more. I try to make it a little more deeper and more introspective, and this is how I run it. So I kind of take you through this particular exercise of visualizing that you're kind of walking through a very beautiful scenery, and you can actually do it with open eyes as we go through. Of course, the longer one if you do it one on one, but you can imagine yourself walking across a countryside, beautiful countryside with a lake at the side and a house, and you're walking through the pine trees, the coniferous trees, mountains, ice-capped mountains right far in the background. And you continue to walk and walk. You're enjoying this particular scenery. And this is a time you're also hearing the birds chirping. And you're going into this particular mood within yourself, very peaceful environment within you. And you're walking on, and you come across a very deep well. It's not there in the picture, but you can visualize that you've come across a very deep well, and then throwing a pebble in. And it takes a lot of time for the pebble to touch the water, and then you hear the pebble hit the water, and you kind of see it going all the way transparently to the bottom, because the well is beautiful, plain, clear water. And you throw a second pebble, and you wait for it to touch the water. It makes a splash or a small noise, and it goes all the way down and touches the bottom. And then you throw a third pebble, and then again it goes down, touches the water and goes into the bottom. And you're there in that particular atmosphere, surrounded by trees, the air around you, the beautiful mountains, the lake, completely silent. You're within yourself. You can even smell the fresh air around you. And then the next time you take the pebble, you come across this particular question, which is, it's not a pebble, it's a question that is there. And the question is, why am I here? And this is the question that we begin with. And that's the pebble that you throw into the deep well. And the deep well actually is within yourself. And it takes a lot of time to splash into the water below, and it kind of sinks into yourself. And then you come across this particular question, why am I here? It's a very deep question, if you ask me. And I was in a training program long back in Bangalore at a center of research for education. And the trainers left us with this particular question. He took our mobiles, our laptops, he took away the books, he took away everything from us. And for 48 hours, he stuck us on with this single question, why am I here? And normally people begin with, okay, why am I here in California? Why am I here in New York or Minnesota or Canada? And then they go on to a deeper self, because if you're stuck with this question for 24 or 48 hours, it goes a little more deeper. Why am I here in this job? Why am I here on this universe? So it's a very deep question, and if you meditate on this, it can lead to some sort of a purpose, and that's the first step towards visioning. We need to get a sort of purpose in our life. Why exactly are we here? And when you've spent enough time with this question, then you go on to the next question, which is the next pebble that you kind of put it. And the next question, another powerful question, is what can I give? Now, a lot of times we only focus on what can I receive or what can I get, but ideally the first question that we should ask is what can I give? And it could be knowledge, it could be strength, it could be your services, it could be the hug to your spouse, it could be the hug to your neighbor's spouse, whatever it is. I mean, okay, sorry to put a little bit of humor in this, but yeah, what can I give? So uh, it's again a very different kind of a question. We normally don't think of it in this manner, and what can I give leads to a lot of strengths that are there within us, which we can give. We can give a lot of peace and solace. We can give a lot of laughter, joy to our family. We can also give a lot of our you know knowledge or wealth or uh, resources. So it's again something you can introspect, and you can keep writing. These are things you can keep thinking, writing, visualizing on what can you give. So you begin with what am I, why am I here, why am I here in whatever. It's a very cryptic question, and then the next question is what can I give. And this leads us on to the third question. And the third question is, what do I need? And then there's a dot dot, what do I need to be happy? It's actually two questions. You normally start with what do I need, and then after a few minutes I normally edge the person onto what do I need to be happy. And now these are the core things that you need, and there's a sequence. Why are you here? What can I give? What do I need to be happy? The crux of the matter comes in. What exactly do you really need to be happy? The bare essentials, necessities, the joy, the family, the love, the warmth, very basic things that we need to be happy, which is very important. So it comes to the bare essentials, and it kind of focuses us onto those real essential things in this particular year 2020, which you really need. So you have understood why you're here, you understood what you can give, and then now you're slowly coming to grips to what exactly do I need this year to be happy. And finally that leads us to the final question, what is stopping me? And once you go through the first three questions, this kind of you come to it quite naturally. What exactly are the factors that are stopping me? Is it my environment? Is it my business? Is it me myself? If it is me myself, then what within me is stopping me? So again, you can sit with this question for 10 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours. I mean, that it's a very important question. I mean, as I said, the first question I sat with it for 2 days. Why am I here? And then went on to what can I give? What do I need to be happy? And finally, what exactly is stopping me from everything. So it's again, it's a, a lot of people. The first question asked is, so what is stopping me from what? So no, it's only what is stopping me. It's up to you to decide, or up to your inner being to decide. Is it stopping you from going ahead, stopping you from being happy, stopping you from getting what you need, or from your purpose, or whatever it is? So it's again a very open-ended question. And if you look at it, these four questions kind of give a prelude to how you can really create a vision or a vision board for yourself. And of course, this is not for children or teenagers. So I mean, they're more in the relaxed side. So let's not stress them. This is more from the adults, business people, and people who really have lived a large part of their life, and now they're really trying to come to grips as to why they are here, what can they give, what do they need to be happy, because possibly we have done a lot of things in the previous you know 30-40 years, and now we need to know what exactly do we need to be happy, and finally what is stopping me. So these are the four questions I wanted to leave you with. And in fact, I wanted to openly share with you, this is something that I created with my kids. I did it, it's a matrix. So the four questions actually can be done in four quadrants of a particular chart paper. And if you notice, the four questions will come in, and you need to kind of spend some time on each question. Of course, since it was with my kids, I changed the third question to, where do I see myself 2 years from now, which is 1st January 2022. So I did a little bit of tweaking, but it works quite well. We can do a little bit of tweaking here and there. But the key questions, why am I here and what is stopping me, are the first and the last. And in between, depending on the age group, depending on the maturity levels, we can tweak the questions here and there. But the flow is amazing. Uh, and I've done this practically. It works really, really well. And this actually draws us to another three circles, which you must have heard of, and very commonly and very famous, done. It's called the circle of control, the circle of influence, and the circle of concern. And a lot of times we work on this red portion, which is the circle of concern, and we try to change the world or the environment around us. But ideally, we should be working on the circle of control. And these questions lead you to the circle of control, especially the last question, what's stopping me, or even, what can I give? Everything, all the questions lead you to this central single portion of your life, which is the circle of control, which you can control, and which, if expanded well, can expand slowly into a circle of influence and expand further into a circle of concern. So it's important that we try to expand this inner circle outwards to touch the other circles, and to make it more and more easier for us to design and control our own destiny. A lot of times we focus on the outer circle, thereby ignoring the inner circle. And of course, as I said, this is a very common picture, and I'm sure all of you must have come across it many times. But I just put this across because it is a natural um kind of corollary to these four questions, which lead us on to this central circle, which is the circle of control. And any questions or thoughts before I just mention the last point that I have to mention? Ivan, Lisa?
This is great stuff. Are these questions that someone would ask every day? Yeah,
Okay,
there you go. Evan has a great question. Should I meditate on each one?
absolutely. In fact, each question is worth meditating upon, because it's all, as I mentioned, the visualizing exercise, which I mentioned, is actually a meditative exercise. And I normally draw people into a state of meditation as they go into the particular woods. And then each pebble that they throw in has this particular question, and it kind of goes deeper and deeper into ourselves. So that's critical, um, to go deeper and deeper into ourselves. And that leads us to uh, the last small kind of visual that I have. Before the 16th century, if all of us remember, the sun revolved around the earth. So to everybody till the 15th century, across planet earth, we were the center of the universe, and the sun revolved around the earth, until a particular person, Galileo, came in, and he proved otherwise. Uh, and thanks to which he also lost his life, and he was jailed for a long time. And everybody wanted him to be shut down, because they didn't want to believe otherwise. So it was the earth which was the center of the universe, and the sun revolved around the earth was what everybody wanted to believe, and everybody led each person to believe, so including the higher ups, etc. So, but it wasn't long post his death that they really realized that they were wrong. Yes, the earth did revolve around the sun, and which is the heliocentric theory. So why am I telling this particular story? So if you look at the sequence, the four questions that we gave, the visualization, and the circle of control, there's also a belief, that a lot of us have, and it's a very simple diagram I'm going to draw. I made it myself. You may not find it anywhere else. The very simple diagram of success. A lot of people focus on success being the center, and success, leads one to happiness. And this is what we all believe in. That we need to be really successful in order to be happy. But hey, Galileo has come in, and he gives a reverse formula, saying that you need to be happy first, and happiness leads to success. Amazing. And this is kind of a reverse formula. uh, there's a bit of it in my book which is coming up, Joyful Quotient. And uh, so this is the Galileo formula for success, if you may call it. The earth revolving down sun, or the sun revolving down the earth. And similarly, is it are you successful and hence you are happy, or are you happy and because you're happy, somehow success seems to find you. Of course, this diagrammatic thing is noted in multiple places, including biology of belief, and a lot of authors have mentioned in some manner or the other that thoughts, everything is thought centric, including the book The Secret, etc. But I thought I just came across, and I thought I'll put it diagrammatically, and this was a good analogy I got of Galileo and the earth and the sun, and happiness moving around success, instead of success moving around happiness. So with this short kind of a talk, because I'm conscious of time, it's almost 9:50. um, we I thought I'll just give a pause, and see where we are before we go ahead. Happy to take questions. We have around 10 minutes more. And if there's anything that you have to discuss, talk, this is the time.
I do, Deepak. This is Lisa. I'm curious what types of things fall under the circle of control, the circle of influence, and the circle of concern.
Wow. Thanks, Lisa. So, circle of control is something which you can control on your own. So, which is you yourself, and everything that the way you respond, the way you react, the way you are, the egos, everything that consists of you, including the subtle bodies, is the circle of concern. The circle of influence is a thin line between concern, between the control and the and the circle of concern, is those environment which is there, which you can possibly influence by your own behavior and actions. So it's a ripple effect which you can influence in some manner. So to take a simple example, if you create an environment in a very calm and relaxed manner, it's possible that you can influence your neighborhood or the family or your friends around you to also behave, in a particular manner. That's influence. Circle of concern is something which you actually have no control on. So it could include the climate, the politics, the government of the US or Canada or India, sports, wars. It could be anything that you really don't have control on, but it still seems to trouble us, our consciousness. So, because that's what we are, human beings, and the media is in that manner. It keeps, kind of giving us those things. So that's the three stages of the circles. Does that answer your question?
It does. Thank you very much. Much clarification.
And I, for one, can't wait for your book to be published officially, because I got to read the unpublished version, and it's super powerful. So I'm sure you'll share with them when it's available, and you guys will want to check that out. It takes what he talked about today to a whole nother level, because sales and any business is an inside job, and how you do anything is how you do everything. And if you react emotionally to a prospect saying no, they're going to remember that. If you take that reaction into your personal life or to the next phone call you make to that next prospect, they're going to feel it. It's like your kids, right? When I, became a mom, I discovered that energy in what I emit, even without saying anything. My kids sense when I was angry. They sense when I was, sad. They sensed my emotions, and your prospects are no different. So you want to show up the best version of yourself. And that's part of our journey. We do use the 12-week year as our primary focus. However, what he's doing today is taking it to a whole nother level. So thank you, Deepak.
Thanks, Louis.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thanks, Ivan. Yeah. Any thoughts on it? I know you asked a question about meditation, but anything else that
One of my 12 weeks goals is actually to meditate every day using a guided meditation. But I definitely can see myself incorporating these questions. In fact, if you can bring them up again, so I can just.
Sure.
I think I missed one of them.
We'll be having the
I
recording.
for sure believe in meditation.
So these are the 4 questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very powerful questions, each of them. And remember, the third question is.
And I will reinforce that for you. One thing I didn't tell you on our coach call yesterday was that when I read
You like cut out. I can't hear you.
This is Lois. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can hear you. Yes.
Okay, cool. I was just going to say, with the meditation, when I read the 12-week year the first time, Evan, like I was sharing with you yesterday, it radically changed my paradigm and brought me back to center. Same time I took a meditation course. So I actually give a lot of credit to my success those 6 months to what was going on within myself in the meditation.
It's just even more reinforcement for me to continue doing this new adventure.
Absolutely. Meditation is the key to everything. Yeah.
Deepak, can I ask a favor?
Sure.
I'm putting you on the spot, and I know we're wrapping up here. We got 1 minute left, guys.
Yeah.
And it's super late in India, so I want to honor your time and everyone's time. Do you think sometime this month we could do a Facebook Live guided meditation within the group?
Absolutely. We could.
That'd be amazing. Would you guys like that?
Yes, absolutely.
That'd be great. We could do it.
Awesome. Well, stay tuned. We'll post when that's available. Okay.
So
Excellent. Well,
I'm a
thank you guys so
heartfulness-
much for your time
yeah.
today.
So I'm a heartfulness certified trainer.
Go
So
ahead.
I train people on guided relaxation and meditation techniques. So I'll run this in the Facebook Live, whenever Louis puts it, and you can see how you feel.
Awesome, guys. Well, our time is up. On that note, I bid you an amazing day, an amazing week, and stay tuned for more bells and whistles and gifts inside of our Facebook group. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Same time, same line, guys.
Thanks so much,
Thank you.
Audrey.
Take
Thank
care,
you.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.